Hey guys, Phil here, hope you're all well. What you're looking at in front of you is my original Amiga 500. Now I've already done a couple of videos on this. Last one I did was I stripped it down and recapped it. You don't really have to recap an Amiga 500, but you know what, I thought I'd do it, and then I'll never have to worry about it. It probably lasts longer than me now. But yeah, today what I want to do in this video is I want to expand the RAM in this Amiga 500, because this is a Rev 6A, and this has got the Fat Angus in it, where it can see up to 1 meg of chip RAM. So what I'll do is I'll show you Amiga test kit. I've got Amiga test kit running on it, and I'll press F1, and the way I've got it configured at the moment, it's got half a mega chip. That's what an Amiga 500 comes with, but it's also got half a meg of slow RAM that's in the trapdoor in the Amiga. Now what I want to do today is, obviously this being a 6A, and the Angus, the Fat Angus in there can see up to 1 mega chip. What I want to do is I want to populate some RAM slots that are in the Amiga in this revision 6A, and I can expand it to 1 meg chip. So yeah, if you stick around, I'll crack on with that. Now the first thing I want to do is obviously strip down the Amiga to its motherboard. Now I'm not going to film that, guys. I've already covered that in a previous video, and like I mentioned, this is just going to be a vlog video, very quick vlog video, and the reason for that is it's a very easy mod to do. So yeah, I'm just going to strip this down, get the motherboard out, and then I can show you what needs to be installed. So I've got the Amiga 500's motherboard out. As you can see, it is indeed a Rev 6A, and it does have the Fat Angus that can address 1 meg of chip. Now if we take a look at the board, we can see the silk screen says 512K at 1 meg. Now the way I'm going to upgrade this is I'm going to populate these extra RAM banks here with some 256 RAM, which means I don't need the trapdoor RAM anymore, because it will make this system a 41 meg chip RAM board. So yeah, let me go and get that RAM and I'll speak you through it. Now to upgrade the RAM on the Amiga 500 to 1 meg chip, I pretty much got two options. I can use the RAM from the trapdoor RAM card. Don't really want to do that, because then I lose the trapdoor RAM card. I can always use this on another Amiga 500. So the way I'm going to do it is I've got some spare 256 RAM, I've got 4 dip sockets, and I've got 4 ceramic 100 nanofarad capacitors, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the RAM, the sockets, and the ceramic capacitors, and that will allow me to upgrade the Amiga 500 to 1 meg chip RAM. Now before I start populating the RAM, what I want to point out is something I've only seen in this Amiga. I've never seen it before. If you take a look at the actual sockets, you can see the actual holes, every single one of them, they're all clean. There's no soldering them whatsoever, including the actual places for the bypass capacitors. Now I've not done that. This came from the factory like that. I can remember going in years ago and looking at that and going, that's a bit strange, because normally they're filled in like these vias. You can see them. They're normally like this on these RAM sockets. But yeah, as you can see, these are all nice and clean, so I don't have to take my desoldering station and unblock the holes. So yeah, what I'm going to start doing now is start populating the actual bypass capacitors first. So I'll crack on with that and then come back. That's the 4 100 nanofarad ceramic capacitors installed. What I want to do now is install the 4 sockets for the RAM. That's the sockets installed for the 4 RAMs. Time to put the 4 256 RAMs in there. And that's the expanded RAM installed now. Should have 1 mega chip now. Now there's one thing I have to do, one final thing. JP2 just here, jumper 2. If I turn the board around you'll see it better. Just here. The 2 bottom connectors are actually connected together. I need to break that connection and solder the 2 top connectors together. So I need to solder these 2 with a bridge and disconnect this connection here. And then the system should have 1 meg chip. And that's that jumper taken care of. I disabled the center and the bottom pad, cut the trace that was in between it, and as you can see I've enabled the center and the top pad. And now this system should have 1 meg chip RAM. What I've done is I've got the Amiga partially back together just so I can test it, because obviously I want to find out if there's any problems now than getting it all back together and then have to troubleshoot it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to power on. Now my GoTech drive is set to load Amiga test kit, so it should load that from the GoTech. And there's Amiga test kit. So what I want to do is go down to memory, and hopefully we've got 1 meg chip, and here we go, 1 meg chip RAM. And as you can see, no more slow RAM. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press this button, and now this is just going to run through some tests and test out the newly added 512k of chip RAM. So I'll let that go round a few times and then come back. As you can see, it's gone round a number of times. I'm quite happy this added chip RAM is fine. What I'm going to do now is start putting this Amiga 500 back together again. So I'll crack on with that and then come back. And as you can see, we're all back together. Now I've got Amiga test kit just running in the background. Doing a memory check again, you can see it's already up to round 8, and just there triple checking, making sure. Now you may be asking what's the difference between chip RAM and slow RAM like this. Well, chip RAM is exactly what it means. All the custom chips on the board can see this RAM, and that's why it's called chip RAM. When you've got slow RAM like this, only the CPU can see this RAM. So the more chip RAM you have, the better system will run, because the CPU doesn't have to go and fetch whatever data is stored on this, put it in the chip RAM, and then the other chips can access it then. Where if it's straight into the chip RAM, all the chips can see it straight away. So yeah, the more chip RAM you've got, the better the system will run. You won't see a massive speed up of utilization. What you'll see is your floppy games won't access the disk as much, because it gets stored in chip RAM, and because all the chips can see it, it doesn't have to store some of the data on this, and then the CPU has to go and fetch it, store it in chip RAM, and then yeah, you'll get a slight speed up if you use chip RAM. But yeah, as you can see, that's gone around 13 times now. So I think the RAM in this thing is pretty good. Let's wrap up the video by loading again. So power on my Amiga. Now my GoTech is set to load from slot 0, which is the file selection menu. And there we go, there's a flash floppy file selector. Now if you take a look at my folders that are on my USB stick, you'll see I've got a folder called Cracked Games, but I've also got a folder called Original Games. Now the original games are actually genuine Amiga game dumps. They contain all the copy protection and everything, so there's no cracked intros or anything like that, and I'll prove that to you in a second. Now if you want to know how you make HFE files from genuine Amiga game dumps so you can use them on the GoTech, let me know, and I'll make a video and show you how it's done. It's actually pretty easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one of my favorite games on the Amiga, and I think you can already guess what it is. We're going into the T directory. And there we go. I'm going to select Turrican 2. Now the reason I'm selecting Turrican 2, because the cracked version, they had to span it over 2 discs because it was compressed, and when they uncompressed it, they could only fit it on 2 discs. This proves this is the genuine original version, because you can see it's on 1 disc. So if I select that, I've already got it in the menu, but I'll do it anyway just to show you. And then I'll go there and I'll select save and reboot. I always get that right error. It's the USB stick. It's because it's a USB 3 and I don't think the GoTech likes it. But if I do it again, it normally saves it. There you go, saves and reboots. So it's rebooting the game. And now it should boot Turrican 2 really quick. And there you go. See, no crack show, no intro, nothing. Straight from the original disc to HFE. And there we go, Turrican 2. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Winner, winner. 1 meg chip, baby. So I'll catch you next time, guys. Catch you next time.